It's 2 o'clock in Philadelphia, and time for the best show ever. Now, your starting lineup. Bring in the heat. Ricky Calico. Hunter. Brody. Jen Scordo. And finally, your host, Tyrone Johnson. It's the best show ever. On 97.5, the Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Good afternoon. Oh, my goodness. Good afternoon, Philadelphia. Life has never been this good. Air has never smelled so pure. Water has never tasted so nourishing. Food is seasoned just right. Everything is perfect in the city of Philadelphia right now. Here on 97.5 The Fanatic and NBC Sports Philadelphia. Let's get right to our opening statements. Yes. And we start with the word of the day. There's so many we can use, but the word of the day today is... outstanding. Yes, outstanding. I don't know what's going on right now. I don't care why it's happening. I'm just glad that it's happening. Are you kidding me? What's going on in Philadelphia sports right now? Are you kidding me? You have the Phillies. All right, they're headed to the NLCS. They're out west. Not only did they win, they kicked the Braves' butts. They dominated. Really, they dominated that series. They're a Hoskins error away, perhaps. They should have been ruled an error away from sweeping the world champions. No trouble on Saturday. They take care of business. The place was rocking. People are going nuts. Hunter was in the building. People are going crazy. Domination. How about Marsh with the home run? We'll get to all of it. So you have that. The Eagles go against the hated Dallas Cowboys. And the way they did it was perfect because it tortured the local Cowboys fans and made them feel as bad as they should just for their existence. You start off 20-0. It gets a little cute because of Michael Clay, the special teams coach, who may or may not should have a job after the bye. But they come back, and now some of them are back on social media. They're back tweeting their local friends and family members. If you don't do the smart thing like I do and block the family members and root for the Cowboys, they're back chirping along. And then here comes the Eagles once again to put it away, and they go up. The Flyers are 2-0. The Sixers start tomorrow against the Celtics. The Union start on Thursday. It cannot possibly get better than it does right now in the city of Philadelphia as far as both quality and volume. This is the greatest sports moment as far as the totality of my life. Never has a time been so good with so many different teams at the same time. I don't know what caused this, but whatever changed, I just want to say thank you. Okay, the sports gods, I just want to say thank you. And I want to give credit to the Philadelphia fans because you guys all deserve this. You guys have been exemplary for decades and not gotten the credit that you deserve by being the best fans in the world. The best. And time after time, we've tried to tell the nation how great these fans are and how great a sports city this is. And constantly people around the country tell us how we're wrong or crazy, etc. We're not crazy. We're smart. Did you see the love this weekend that both teams got? Did you see the love? If you saw the love, then you'll understand the anger. You see, Philadelphia is one of the only towns that are able to actually be intelligent. When the teams do bad, we have the temerity to actually say it. And when the teams do good, look how we show up for our teams. Better than anybody else in the country. The Phillies fans were awesome. The Eagles fans were awesome. A.J. Brown said it was the greatest environment he ever been around, and he wasn't talking about the Phillies game. He was talking about the Eagles fans. I don't even know how they had the energy to keep going. But they kept on going during that whole game. What's happening right now is so special. It's so amazing. I am so happy that all this is happening. And I don't care if I was mad when they lost 10 or 13. Of course I was. I'm a human being. But when they win, I'm happy. That's how human emotions work. And nobody taps into their sports emotion better than the people right here in this city. And that's why they are ruining it. Go ahead, Hunter.
There you go. A.J. Brown couldn't even believe it that it was a regular season game. He goes, this wasn't even the playoffs yet. And they were rocking that loud. I thought we had a great display of what this city is all about. They kept talking about the Phillies on the Sunday night broadcast because of how many red hats and white pinstripe jerseys, the white and red pinstripes that you saw in the stands. It was incredible. Noah Syndergaard. All right, let's touch on those Phils. You go to Noah Syndergaard, who was missing bats, striking out Ronald Acuna, got to him twice, and you saw the difference in the managers within this series. Game 3, they got desperate. The Braves went to Spencer Strider. It ended up not working out for them. When Rob Thompson had to get cute, he goes to Bilotti, Hand, Alvarado, Eflin, Dominguez. He had to make certain decisions, push the right buttons, and those solo home runs did not come back to bite you because of the electricity of the offense. You got the inside the Parker. I haven't been to a playoff game before. I did not go during the 08-09. I never got a chance to go to any of those games. I thought I was going to pass out with how loud that place got when JT hit the inside the Parker. It was so incredible. So I just got to give a lot of just thank you. Thank you for doing this to us. We have an NLCS, and we're playing the San Diego Padres. It's the Bryce Harper versus Manny Machado. Go back to the contracts. You had the man with the hard hat who wanted Manny Machado. We get Bryce, and now they're facing off. So much going on, Ricky. I don't even know how to handle this, and we have 4 hours to try and do it.
Think about this for a second. In 3 days, over at the stadium complexes, 160,000 people packed stadiums, and we're full voice in every one of them. I mean, this is exactly what sports is. This is what you wait for. This is what you sit there all season, and I go angry Ricky at some points during the season, but this is what you wait for. I like not being angry Ricky. This is actually fun for me. And you know what? When you think about playoff baseball, I mean, these fans brought it every single pitch. It wasn't every inning. It was every pitch. They were there ready to go. I'm looking on TV at 6 a.m. in the morning. There's fans out there already going wild. I mean, it makes everybody happier. That's the best thing about this city, because the sports teams have their hearts. And when everything's going well with the sports teams, everybody's in a better mood. People are getting time off from work. Not us. But I will, although I have to at points, but I look at it this way. You look at what the Phillies did. They have put hope into the city. The Eagles are putting major hope into a possible Super Bowl run right now. And let's face it, the Eagles are the best team by far in the NFC right now. And then you have, this is starting to look a lot like 2008. If the Yankees bow out now, imagine if Cleveland goes in and takes out Houston, and the Phillies go to the World Series against Terry Francona. Tito, coming after you, pal. And I just like the way the cards are falling in the right direction for the Phillies. You really didn't want to play the Dodgers, especially if they would have gotten some games under their belt. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, that wild card threw everybody off. Yeah, maybe it did a little bit, but you still have to be able to take advantage of it. The Phillies have taken advantage of every little thing they possibly could have done. And I'm going to go to the GOAT, because there was a GOAT on that Phillies team going into the series in Philadelphia, and that was Rhys Hoskins. And he got a pitch he could maul and didn't miss it. And by the way, that's the first time he came to home plate and he forgot to tap his own self on the head. And I felt bad for Stott after that. I thought he was going to lose his arm when Hoskins went by home plate. Outstanding. And I got to give credit to Jen Scordo. Jen?
Me?
When you started jumping up and down on that show on Friday, I got goosebumps when Jen was jumping up and down. I thought that was outstanding. And everybody in the city's happy. We just got to continue this now.
Now time for the Twitter poll with Jen Scordo. Hello, Jen.
Hello. Ricky gets so excited.
Well, I didn't think
outstanding.
I don't know if he expected that level today.
Not today, I wasn't. No, but that's great.
Up on your skates.
It was
all of a sudden.
Yeah, it was a long weekend, but I'm here. I'm rallying. It's a good thing. It was a fun weekend. I mean, you can't complain about it.
It was.
All right, so Twitter poll today. Is this the most fun you've ever had as a Philadelphia sports fan? You can answer hell yes or no. There you go. Early vote. I'm surprised that we have any no's, but we do. Early votes, 82% at hell yes.
It's the stuff that just keeps on happening. I recognize that championships are everything. But when the Eagles won, that was obviously the only team in the playoffs, and nothing else was pressing at the moment. When the Phillies won, the Sixers were just getting started. It was early in the year. The Eagles weren't particularly good. You didn't feel like, oh, yeah, they're definitely going to win the Super Bowl that year. It's so much going on just day after day after day. I guess it's kind of good we kind of get to catch our breath today.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you think about Tuesday. You got a Phillies game. You got the Sixers starting off. You got the Flyers. Wednesday, the Flyers. Thursday, you got the Sixers, the Union. You have the Phillies within all of that. How do we comprehend and digest it all?
That's what I mean.
Eat it all up.
Yeah.
You eat it all up. That's what this is about. I'm not kidding you. You guys gave me goosebumps in that open. I was getting excited. I was getting a little adrenaline rush. I still have it right now. I could do a little woo, but I'm holding back. I look at it this way. Just enjoy just enjoy everything that's going on because you don't always have it like this. We could just be talking Eagles and it would be a really kind of happy type Monday, but there's so much to talk about in general, whether it be the Eagles, the Phillies, the Union, Thursday.
Everything. The Sixers starting, and I like that Joel Embiid is out and about because it shows you how he actually loves the city. You know how there's people that say they love the city, but you never see them? Now, I'm not saying they got to be at the grocery store next to you. I understand that famous people but he's out. He's at the zoo. He's down the shore. He's at a Phillies game. He does regular stuff. That's how you can tell a person.
He's a regular guy.
That's what I mean. He loves the city. And this is just incredible. And how about I have to give credit. The Phillies were not always a likable bunch and we've talked about this. The winning has changed them. They have opened up. They have talked about it. And I think they're finally recognizing that all these fans want is for you to give them something to cheer for. In other cities, I guess there will be fans that will cheer for no damn reason. In Philadelphia, we're dying to cheer. Just give us a reason to do so. And right now they're giving us a reason, and look what they're getting.
It's all about not being stiff.
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about the Phillies throughout the season, they were stiff.
Yeah.
You talk to them. How many? And I brought this up a ton. Ever since COVID happened, they have this thing with the media that everybody doesn't have to speak to the media. Right. Now it's like everybody's around to talk to the media, and they don't mind doing it because they're winning, and it makes things easier. But I think they realize, wow, people get to know us now. They know that we're not just these guys that don't do anything and we're lame and blah, blah, blah. Look, they party, they have a good time just like us. You know, I mean, it makes them feel like a family member when they come out and they're normal. That's why that's why they love Harper. That's why they love Schwarber this year, because they came out and spoke. Whether they were doing bad or good, they told the truth. That's what these fans want to hear the truth. And I think the biggest thing, especially Phillies-wise, was Alec Boehm early on in the season. That could have backfired so badly on Boehm. Instead, it turned into he was accepted. I mean, it's very simple, I think, here. You look yourself in the mirror, understand what these people love, and then you won't have a problem.
Yeah, it's cool to see their reaction, though, because they knew it was going to be loud, and they figured it would be a hostile environment. Maybe not the Braves, and going back to the managerial side of things, he probably set this team up for failure, thinking it would just be a normal road game, which it wasn't. But it was cool to see them go, holy hell, was this fan base rocking. Ken Rosenthal was saying that his earpiece, he was getting notifications on his earpieces that it was too loud, and he could maybe go deaf if it was continuing that loud.
I got the new iPhone recently. We're at the bar. We're not even at the game. When Marsh hit the home run, it was so loud in the bar that we both got the decibel warning that it was too loud.
I love that.
And if you stay there, you can lose hearing.
Wow,
that was at the bar.
That's awesome.
That was at the bar.
Awesome.
And my old watch didn't do this. This is new. So I'm looking down like, what the hell? Like, and somebody texted me, what's going on? And I'm looking down, it's like noise warning. I'm like, and this was just at a bar.
You were looking to see if anybody else was getting it?
Yeah. And then my wife had to say watch. She was getting it at the same time.
Okay, so I didn't realize that. So that was
awesome.
Ken Rosenthal's iPhone watch concept? I thought maybe it was
so loud. Now think about it. That's a building with no roof. I'm in a place, a room and a roof. That thing's open air. The sound's supposed to escape, and they're so loud that you can go deaf being at a Phillies game.
That's awesome.
That's how hyped they are.
That's awesome.
That's
what they say about, what is it, Kansas City, right?
Kansas
Football?
City, they said, and Seattle.
And Seattle.
Yeah, those two places. Well, now for baseball, and they have 70,000 in that joint.
Yeah.
This is 45,000 people doing the same thing.
That's awesome.
That other people do take 70.
And they were ready from the get-go. My whole thing is that the adrenaline level that must have been in that stadium, in both stadiums.
Yeah.
I mean, was through the. I mean, it was the Cowboys in at the link, and then you have the hated Braves, and everybody was just fired up all weekend. I'm fired up right now. Let's go play.
Totally. Listen, I grab a bat. I mean, I'm not going to help you, but I'll grab a bat. I'll grab a bat. Brian Levitel, you're on 97.5.
Grab some skates and a stick and drop the gloves.
There you go. What's up,
Oh,
Brian?
my God, guys. This is what outstanding feels like?
Yes, it is.
All those
It
years
is.
I wondered what the Boston fans felt like.
God.
I'll tell you. So, listen, I am ecstatic. I'm on top of the world. But there's one glaring stat that is really, really bothering me. I want to know if you guys put it together yourselves. So the Philadelphia Eagles have over 180 points scored this season.
Second quarter?
You can tell me how many of them are second-half points.
Yeah,
So-
not many.
No, right, Brian.
We know that, but we're not going downhill today.
I'm saying I'm happy.
No. I know.
I'm happy today.
I'm thrilled today, too. I'm just saying.
Brian,
We have a different definition of thrill.
Here's the positive spin on that, right? There's a lot of young coaching staffs that go through some growing pains. While the Eagles definitely have some things to figure out with the second half stuff, they're 6-0 while doing it. You could be 3-3, you could be 4-2. They haven't lost while trying to figure this out, and they have these big drives. As soon as Jalen Hurts used his legs on that 3rd and 4 to get over halfway midfield, I knew that they were going to do the same thing they did out in Arizona.
I just think they're struggling a little bit with the time management thing. Do you guys agree with that? I mean, when they get a big lead, it's almost like they want to drain the clock the whole time instead of just playing out the game. Yeah. No, you guys don't have that.
I think.
No,
that
I feel it a little bit.
It's a little bit also that they keep on getting leads.
Right.
So no team is getting leads this often. So that's also playing a huge role in it. And the last thing I'm going to do when my team's 6-0 and all this other stuff be, oh no, look what's happening in the second half of all these wins. Like, I can't do that today. Like, no team in the league is playing with those leads as much as they do. So it's hard to approach a game up 20-3 because it's like, okay, what's the fine line? Do we just run the ball? Do we pass the ball and risk a turnover? By the way, they only have 2 in 6 games, by the way. Do we risk a turnover, which can help them get back in the game? It's kind of like, I think that's not that easy. And part of the reason why they're struggling is they're the only team that's kicking teams' butts so consistently that they're getting leads every single week that it becomes hard. Like that Dallas team, now this is where if you want to be down, it'd be on the special teams coach to me.
Yeah.
Because if they don't get that kick return, they don't ever get back in that game. They gave them life with that special teams play. The team's too good on offense and defense to possibly have bad players on special teams. This is coaching.
And Gannon, by the way, we got to give him a lot of credit. 17 points against Dallas, 17 against the Cardinals. With the Jags, they scored 21, but there was the pick 6.
Right, so it's 14 from the defense.
8 Commanders, 7 the Vikings.
I mean,
and they're turning the ball over.
3 more turnovers.
Yeah.
And the Eagles only have had 2, and 1 wasn't even Hurts' fault. It went off of Gainwell's hands to the other team. So Hurts is only responsible for the pick 6. Otherwise, not fumbling. No one is. They're not turning the ball over, and they're forcing turnovers. I understand the second half thing, like to a point. If my team keeps getting up 20-0, I'll take my chance.
You're not losing. I mean, bottom line is you're winning these games, so there's really nothing to complain about.
No.
If you want to nitpick, go ahead. I mean, I guess that would be the one thing to nitpick on. But I liked how they came out and they punched Dallas in the face on the opening drive. Dallas tries running the ball, 3rd and 2, and stuffed. Jordan Davis is a freaking beast.
He's an animal. You're absolutely right.
Beast.
610-632-0975. We'll continue to talk. Man, is it a good time right now. We're talking about how fun it is to just be in Philadelphia and how it is right now. But at the same time, I do see people talk about 1980. Do you remember 1980 in Philadelphia, Hunter?
No, I was at that point negative 15 years old.
Jen, do you remember Philadelphia in 1980?
No, I was 1 year old in Atlanta.
Yeah, I was born in 1980. You weren't in the city in 1980.
And I still don't remember it anyway.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that. I know there are people out there who do remember. But we're not just talking about the accomplishments We're also about how fun this is. Now, we can't, if you want to speak to the fun, I just want to, we understand that the Eagles haven't won the Super Bowl, made the Super Bowl yet. We understand that the Phillies haven't made the World Series yet. We understand the Sixers aren't there yet. But we're talking about day in and day out, stuff going on, and people having a great time in the city of Philadelphia. For me, this is the high watermark of my entire life as far as sustained fun. This is the top for me.
I've been here a long time. I can't remember this.
It's just crazy.
I mean, even the Flyers jumped in on it. Come on.
I didn't expect that for sure.
They were down 2-0.
I went into postgame. It was 2-0. I came out. I heard the horn. You got to understand, we're in the arena. I hear the horn going. There it is.
Yeah, you hear it.
Woo! Yeah, Ricky's so wired. He didn't even realize he had the cover on his microphone. He's going to get new ones. He walks in. He goes, "Oh, there's already one on mine." His brain is just all over the map.
It's awesome. This is what I'm talking about, though. As far as just day in and day out, like I see Booney with his kids, and what I like about that is his son and his daughter. They're going to remember this forever. And now, if we ever get another moment like this, he'll be one of the people to be able to say, "No, you don't understand. I went with my dad to the Sixers, to the Phillies the one day, to Eagles, Dallas the Sunday night the following day, school on Monday. I was telling all my friends, like, that kind of thing is going to be there forever."
Isn't that awesome?
Right, and that's where when
Amazing.
people say sports aren't important, tell that to everybody right now who's having just the time of their lives. This is making our lives better. It just is. So you can't tell me sports aren't important when this many people are affected by what goes on.
Amy Fadul brought her son, Sean, to the game, and he was fired up after the game.
She also put his reaction.
Yes.
The next day.
Yeah, I saw that.
This is the stuff I'm talking like. You can't beat this.
Nope.
Yeah, and not that it's our fault when this stuff happens, but there's normally so much negativity drawn towards the fans and whatnot, popcorn and snowballs and you name it. But this is when we're, like I kind of opened in the beginning, it was nice to see us in such a positive light. Look how rowdy they are. Look how electric it is. Look how much they love these teams, and they're just expressing it so well. It's almost like the anti of the normal Philadelphia sports fan that is always in the public eye.
It is. It's just unbelievable. Go ahead, Jen.
I also love it when Philadelphia is on national television. This city looked so good.
Yeah, it did.
So good all weekend. Last night, just the aerial shots, everything. This is a gorgeous city, obviously, but I love seeing it on the national stage, too.
Yeah,
great.
Yep, and now you're going to have some front runners. Watch. Some national front runners. You're going to see people.
Oh, they've already started turning the corner.
Starting to come in, and man, at Philadelphia, I just saw them. You're going to start seeing people this Christmas, kids asking for Phillies and Eagles stuff.
That's right.
And then later, my grandma bought me an Eagles jacket when I was 8, and now they'll be living in Iowa. They're 38,
there
and they're still rooting for Philadelphia.
Still have it in my closet.
Yeah, still talking about it. We're going to start getting those stories. This is unbelievable. Andre in West Philly, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Oh, man, gang, what's going on, man?
How are you?
I have to just first, everybody look great out there. Like Jen said, just seeing Philadelphia on a national stage, it gives me goosebumps because people talk so negatively about this city. But when they see everything and everybody all happy and cheerful, going crazy, I've never experienced the Phillies and the Sixers and the Flyers. The verdict's still out on the Flyers, but just all at once, this is overwhelming, but I'm enjoying it. Mm-hmm. So I'll say about the Phillies, shout out to Bryce Harper. Bryce is cold as ice, man. This is what we paid this brother to do. He just interject that energy into us, man, and then the team feed off of that, man. The city feed off of that. The Fanatic feed off of that. Come on, man. It was just love. I love it. And then where's the Dallas fans at? That's all I want to know. Where are you guys at? Y'all were talking this Cooper Rush crap. Now y'all throwing him up. Well, he was a backup.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all wasn't saying that before the game started. Y'all said Cooper gonna manage the game. What we do, we made Cooper have to make plays, and he threw 3 picks. Shout out to the defense, man. The defense bailed us out. I'm not nitpicking at nothing. We 6-0. This city lit right now. Can I get another outstanding drop top?
Yeah, absolutely you can. That's right, man. This is the best, Andre. This is the best. And, I couldn't happen to just a nicer bunch of frauds as those Cowboys and Braves fans. The those Cowboys fans going into the game, like that, who's that fraud that makes the videos? He's not a sportsman, but he can be funny. That guy. We don't even have to say his name. On Twitter, he makes the cute little videos. You know, I'm not saying he's not talented, but he just doesn't know sports. And you know how I feel about non-sportsmen getting a platform. So he goes in the other day, he says that Cooper Rush is better than Dak, and he's the best quarterback in the division. Then when he throws 3 picks and costs him a game, now he's back to being a backup. See, if you're a sportsman, you'll know what the hell you're talking about. I was saying, you're not going to let some Cooper Rush come in this thing and beat you. Cooper Rush, like a backup, an extended backup, that was never going to happen. That was never going to happen. Never were the Eagles going to lose to a backup quarterback of that caliber. But Cowboys fans know so little about sports, they actually thought that guy was good.
And this is why they're the biggest losers ever. They keep trying to convince themselves that, if you just clean up the penalty. Oh, wait, you mean the same team last year that just needed to clean up the penalties? Mike McCarthy is a known loser and couldn't figure it out last year, yet somehow that's all you needed to do. Plus, on 4th down, you're going to put the ball in Cooper Rush's hands and go for it. This is losing football. There's way more you need to clean up. And they thought because it was 20-17 that it was really so close with their backup, when in reality, you're just completely wrong. The Eagles dominated that game. It slipped away a little bit there, but when they needed a drive, they know how to settle back in, win in the trenches. They used Sanders, Hurts' legs, Scott, Gainwell. That last drive that was 7 minutes and 37 seconds long, they just dominated when needed, and there you go. Boom. It was over. All that maybe was done within a blink of an eye.
Man, they could run the football with the best of them. I don't, you know what? We had those question marks about Sanders going into the season. No more.
Without Lane, too, though.
Yeah, but he's hitting holes.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's hitting holes. He's not afraid. He's not running out of bounds. He's taking the hits. He's trying to run people over. That's a different running back right now.
Yeah. And speaking of that, real fast, Eagles also the turnovers from Cooper Rush. Not a coincidence. Now, Brady Graham only played 29 of 67 snaps, which is a good thing as an older player. He was on the field for all 3 of the turnovers. Not a coincidence. Not a coincidence there. That's because he definitely, first of all, one was him, where he got to him. But that's what I'm talking about. These guys have a good mix going on both ends. And now the key's just going to be to figure out, I guess, how to play with all these leads they keep getting. Because I can tell you what, we'll get to the question of the day later. I'm starting to wonder what this final records can be because they're 6-6. So that would make simple math that they have 11 games right. 6-0. I mean, they have 11 games left. So if you go 6-5, that's 12 wins.
They're not going 6-5.
That's what I'm saying. You go 6-5, that's 12 wins.
Go ahead and find me a loss on that schedule.
So when we get to what their final record's going to be, I'm telling you, like, we're getting closer and closer to drinking age.
The sky.
You know, you hope to, like you're thinking, be a teenager. This teenager might be almost voting.
That's right.
Like before it's all over. Like when the numbers just keep going up. There's not a lot of losses on this schedule.
Nope.
And they're already at 6 again. If they go 6-5, that's 12. And that's a shot of having to buy. If you get there. Because you still control your own destiny with the Giants.
Would we complain that we had a bye week like majority of these dumb baseball writers are saying right now?
No,
I don't think so.
We'll get to those. I'm going to drink their tears live on the air a little bit later.
Now, Andre brought up Bryce Harper being the dog. I got his numbers here for 6 playoff games so far with the Phils.
Go ahead.
All right, he's got 3 doubles, 3 home runs, 6 RBI, walked twice. He's 435 is his batting average, and his OPS is 1.437.
That's a beast mode.
What?
We said that if that guy found it, everything could change. He's found it. And let me tell you.
Wait until the other guy finds it.
Or Padres have to be. I hope they got a voodoo. They need a voodoo doll or something to be hoping that Schwarber doesn't find it. Because if he does, they're scoring 7, 9, 8. If he finds it, you're talking about double-digit runs. Now, good luck coming to the ballpark thinking you got to score 10.
Yeah, but yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right?
You come to the ballpark,
I mean, but when you look at Schwarber, he's got to do something. I mean, this is a guy that's been, proven in the postseason. He's been around a long period of time. He was hot right before the playoffs started. He cooled off, very much cooled off.
Yeah, obviously.
But, I mean, man, just get that one homer under your belt and then just close your eyes, everybody, because this is going to be a ride.
Man, I got stay calm. We got a long day. Steven Wilkes.
Dynasty.
You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Can't roll it out, Ricky. Can't roll it out. What's up, Steve?
Gentlemen, good afternoon.
How are you?
I normally would ask you how you're doing, but I don't think I need to, do I?
No.
I hope not. Hey, guys, listen, I just got something to say about the fans, a comment and a question about the upcoming series, if you allow me a couple of seconds here.
Go right ahead.
First, about the fans. As you've seen, I lived all over this country. I told people for years, how Philadelphia fans, blah, blah, blah. Now, we agree they connected with them this weekend, right? Pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt about it, right? And let me tell you something about the Philadelphia sports fan. I'm going to use a poker analogy. When they ante up and they go in, they go all in. This is why they're the greatest, most passionate, knowledgeable sports fans walking the planet. Period.
I agree, Steve. I couldn't imagine, and when I was standing there before first pitch, how can you possibly play a game with that type of emotions flowing through your body? I couldn't imagine trying to settle in playing a baseball game with all those fans cheering that loudly. It's got to be insanely difficult. But at some point, you just got to settle in and do your job. It's just crazy, though.
Well, there's no doubt that Atlanta's never faced nothing like that. They've never been in a stadium like that. And you look at Hoskins. I mean, you have to feed off that energy. How could you not? It's almost impossible not to. And you know what? Hey, listen, we're talking about San Diego, okay? Am I right that, like, Wheeler and Noah would be able to start 4 of those 7 games?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, not full. Yeah, probably.
Although you only get the one travel.
You only get one travel day, so Wheeler will be 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Game 5 because there's a travel day.
Yeah.
And then Nola will be 2 and 7.
Yeah, so
game 6 would be the issue.
Yeah, so the answer is yeah, and that means most likely if you just follow the pattern, it's Syndergaard.
Okay, we're going to look at the big picture.
Who was decent in those 3 innings.
Yeah, look at a bigger picture. Let's win it in 5. That way you're set up again.
Yep.
And I'm even looking at a bigger picture than this. Just ponder this now. I'm saying, if they can go, all they need to do is go 8-6. 6 of the games are at home. Okay, I'm just saying.
Well, who 8-6?
All they have to do is go 8-6 in their next 14 games, with 6 of those games being down at the bank.
All they have to do is go 8-0, and it's over.
Yeah, I mean,
But I'm saying they could go 8-6.
I know,
Yeah,
but I'm saying they can go 8-0 too.
Now, I'm hoping they go 8-0.
That applies to everybody, though. The 8-6 applies to the Padres and the Astros right now. It applies to everyone.
With the exception of the Yankees or
Cleveland.
Or Guardians.
Think about if they didn't
Forgot
get
they were Guardians.
did the switch. Think about they didn't get swept to Chicago. Think about if they didn't lose 10 of 13. These games are in Citizens Bank Park for the home series.
And that's where
first
all right,
two.
And to that point, I'm not going to do this now. If they hit a snag, that is the thing I will remember as far as that 10 of 13 especially. Because having home field, imagine if 1 and 2 were here.
Well, and let's say it goes 7, and then we win all of our home games, and then they win all their home games, and that's how it falls. You think back to this should have been at CBP for Game 7.
Yeah, and that's one that would be a hang up. But that's why you go win 1 or 2 like they did against the Braves, and you don't have to worry about it.
That's right.
Because then you just come and win 3, 4, 5.
See you later.
Yeah, and then head to either Texas or up to New York. I think the Yankees are going to win later. It's just a gut.
And in that scenario, because it's 2-3-2, the Phillies would actually find a way to be up in the series. Oh, that would be devastating to think of our emotional ride.
Yeah, 2-0. Yeah.
Let's settle back in.
I guess theory-wise, and we'll talk about this one tomorrow, but I mean, theory-wise, you have to win. You have to win 1 of the 2 in San Diego.
Because if you come back having to win 2 or 3, like having a win at home, that's a tougher thing because the pressure of home thinking, like everything was uplifting. You're down like 0-2 in the terrible scenario.
People could sniff the end of that series.
Right. Now that's a bad thing. That's where it works against you because they say historically it's hard for the away team to win, the home team to win all 3 at home. So you want to get one of those first ones, and then that means basically you win 2 there and make them have to beat you twice.
That's equivalent to having to sweep the Padres in a home series, which is a very difficult task.
Difficult thing, yeah. So get one of those. Nick in Texas, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Hello, Nick. Nicholas. Let's move on to Ben in Wilmington. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Hello, Ben.
Hey, how are you doing today? I love your show.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ben.
I wanted to talk about the Phillies and the NL East. So,
Okay.
I know the Braves, they technically won the NL East, but in actuality, do you think the Phillies won it because they beat the Braves in the playoffs.
Well,
They
no, Ben. The 162 does still matter. They came in third.
Well,
they were behind the Braves and the Mets.
Well, would you rather win the NL East or beat your division rival?
Both. I would like both.
And if we're playing percentages, Ben, if you're winning your division more times than not, you will probably be the last team standing in your division. This type of stuff happens, and it's fun because that's why sports is super. You can't guess it. It just happens, and it's a fun ride. But your percentages are significantly larger if you're winning that NL East.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Look at the Astros. I know the people that are whining all across the country. Oh, the bye team. Yeah, what did the Astros? Did they have someone with their bye? 1, 2, 3.
Although. Think about what Dusty Baker was doing against the Phillies. He was playing his guys.
Right, and that shows you the difference isn't the format, it's how you handle the format, and Dusty handled that format the right way.
You got to play till the end.
You play till the end.
You really do.
And they came out and just knocked that team up.
Well, they got a little lucky in game, one?
One of the games with the extra, but the point was they stayed engaged, they took care of their business, and now they're waiting on the winner of that series coming to their place.
Now that rest is good for them.
Uh-huh. But I hear what you're saying, though, Rick, Ben.
Yeah, I'm just, great time to be a fan, and it feels not only to win the NLDS, but to beat a division rival.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that makes it feel amazing.
It does make it a little sweeter.
The only way it could have been better if it was the Mets.
Yeah.
Now that we're experiencing what the NLCS getting there feels like, the Astros have done it 6 years in a row.
Unbelievable.
If this becomes a regular thing. Like it was.
But it should. We were talking before the show. It should. Because now the Phillies are just, you know what? It's like they got a brand new car. They used it a little bit. Now they know what's wrong with it, how you have to adjust little things. They're just on adjustment periods now. And that's what's going to happen. You have 2 young pitchers coming up here within the next year or 2. And that's only going to make their starting rotation better without having to spend the big money.